Hi, everyone, and welcome to our next cool tool. This is my friend Craig, and Craig is going to talk to us today about something I know nothing about, which is Airtable. I've heard it's pretty awesome, and you are the guy to show it to us. So tell us, what do you love about Airtable?
So what I always say is, Airtable is, the web-based Excel on steroids. So anything you've been doing in Excel, Airtable can do it. It can do it better, and it's got a mobile app, so it goes wherever you go. And so I can pretty much automate anything with Airtable, and with all of its integrations. So I won't show any integrations today, but if you're using Jotform or Salesforce or anything you're using out there, and you need to just extend it, that's what Airtable's for. And so the integrations with the
Incredible.
automation, that's what business is. And so I know there's a lot of direct sellers out there that are trying to, like, I'm gonna show like a leads example, to really automate a lot of the things that they're doing, right? Reproduction is key. So Airtable is great at that, and it's great for all sorts of purposes. So
Right, and then
if you're
we're
an
also
Excel person, you're gonna love Airtable.
and we're stuck in the this does this and that does that and this does this and that does that, and you're
Exactly.
trying to manipulate all of these different things to work together, and it's crazy.
And it's super low cost. And so a lot of direct sellers or any other small businesses will use products, right? Because they're pretty cheap now. And before you know it, you've got two or three products and none of them talking together. And so Airtable can kind of help bridge that gap and automate some things. And so
Sweet.
if you want to track anything and you've been using Excel or Google Sheets or whatever, I would say take a look at Airtable.
Okay, well, you want to show it to us? We would
Let's do
love
it.
to see it.
Let's do it.
All right, I think you have rights. Yep.
So I just need to share my screen here. Let's see, make sure I get the right one. Three, two.
You have multiple screens up.
I do. Let's see. All right. So I assume we can see it now, right?
Yes, we can
All
see it.
right. Okay. So this is sort of when you go into Airtable, and we'll talk about Pro Plan and Free Plan as we go. Everything I'm showing you will be free plan except for the automated text messages. But here's sort of your landing area. This is all your items. The ZCS is one of the workspaces that I have, and down here I've created just a social synergy group demo for today. And so this is just a real simple companies and leads to track reaching out to people, classic sales 101, right? And so I've started here with a company table, right? I know not everybody will have a company table, but most will. So I added that here, and the direct sales company that I'm in, we can sell direct to companies too. So let's say you've got a list of companies, and I've got my cheat sheet over here. So if I look off camera, please forgive me, but that's where my notes are. I just created a list of companies, right? And I've got a company name, what they do, how big they are, and their website, right? I could, of course, extend this if I wanted to, which I'm going to show you in some other tables. But this is just, like if you're in Excel where the tabs are down at the bottom and Airtable there at the top, right? So pretty basic, straightforward list of companies here. Okay?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So then what's that? Did you have a question?
No, I said, mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty basic, right? Nothing major there. Now I'm going to show you how to create this in another table. So I'm going to click on over here to my contacts. Okay, and the contacts, of course, would live inside of a company. And I've started just a couple columns. I'm going to create some more here. Okay, so I'm going to create this right here, clicking on this little plus sign, no big deal. This is a single line of text. I'm going to call it last name. Right, oops. I'll fix my spelling there. And then just like any other thing, I can move it over, put it next to first name because that makes sense. I've already got a cell phone column. These are all the field types here. This one obviously is going to be a phone number, right? And so because it's a phone number, it comes formatted with the parentheses and the dash and all the stuff that you would expect with a cell phone number. Okay. So then another thing we typically do when we track people is their email address, right? So now I actually have an old Hotmail account. Look at that. Back in the day. And so, that will format it as a link, and you can quickly send an email. I'm going to add a column just because it's kind of cool to track my VIP people, right? So is this a VIP contact? I'm just make this a checkbox and I'm gonna call it VIP. And then rather than have a check, I'm gonna put a star for my favorite people, right? So I can say, these are the ones that I get the most attention from me.
Okay.
And then of course with a title, real quick, what do they do for the company, etc. Right? We could do this all day long, right? We could add their social media handles, whatever else we wanted to. Okay, so here's a list of contacts. And what I'm going to do is anyone who's used Excel, all about formulas. Okay, and so Airtable, of course, does all of that as well. So instead of this is just a single text field that I created here. Instead of doing that, what I'm going to do is switch this to a formula field. And so as I fill in other pieces of information, this will automatically get created for me. Okay, and so to do so, I'm going to use the old concatenate, right? This word's been around forever. It's a very good software word, a very good technical word. If you're ever around people and you say the word concatenate, you will instantly sound smart.
Concatenate.
Concatenate. And all it means is to combine things. And I'm going to combine three things, right? I'm going to combine the first name, and whatever you want to combine, you just separate with a comma, right? So I'm going to combine the first name, a literal space, and then a last name, right? And then so boom, it will then, did I do a typo? Let's see, what did I do? What did I do? I don't know why that's not showing up. That's never not. Let's see. All right, well, I'm going to pretend that worked.
Okay.
That's never not worked before. All right, so maybe I got a spelling issue. Try one more time. All right. All right, so that's not, but it should put your last name there. I'll figure that out later. But now I've got my contacts. Okay. So now I want to move on over to what I would call an opportunities, right? So I've got some companies. If I track that, I've got some people I want to keep up with, and I've got some sales leads, right? And so here I've just already created this table for us. Okay, I've got a name. I've got the opportunity type, right? This is a new customer that I'm going after, or they want to become a partner in whatever business I'm in. And typically you come in with a kit, right? Big kit, medium kit, small kit. Right. Or maybe I'm selling to a corporate account, right? So I can track what I'm doing. Where's the status, right? I'm in the qualification period. Maybe they need more info, priorities, so on and so forth. Okay. I've got this decision maker column here. I'm just going to delete this so I can re-add it. Actually, I'm going to leave that there. That links back to my contacts that I've created, right? So let's say this one's linking to Craig. I'm going to come in here and just real quick add a new contact, right? I'm going to do Mickey Mouse as my contact, okay? And then I'm going to come, okay. Oh, God.
You didn't have a last name in there.
Come on. You weren't going to tell me?
I did not see it until literally just now, same time you did.
All right. I was like, I know that's never not worked. All right. So, all right. So now, if I go back to my opportunities, you see this first one is for the correct Polk contact, but this one, I'm going to make that Mickey Mouse, and my corporate account. If I had another contact, I could add another one, which is really awesome about Airtable. Boom. I can add a new record, right?
Mm-hmm.
Slides in, do Donald Duck, and just close that. And so it creates my Donald Duck record here, but also creates it in my contact table, right? So what's cool about this is I don't have to duplicate anything about Donald Duck just because I've got a new opportunity for him, right? It just, I tag him here and all his information would be available to me. Okay. What's my value of this potential opportunity? And I'm just going to hide this for now. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Just going to hide that for now. All right. So now what do I have? I've got some companies, I've got some contacts, and I've got some potential, sales for this contact. Okay. And then now that I have these things, I want to interact with these people. Okay. So if I go to my interactions again, you can see I've got some sample data here. Okay. But I want to extend this table. So I've got my opportunity, which I just created. I've got the interaction type. So, maybe I reached out to them. Maybe I did it via Facebook direct message. What my notes were. I got to add some, didn't get a reply.
Right.
But noticed they read it, right? So you can just kind of keep track of everything you're doing. And what's cool about this long text format is I can, do some bolding and some styling if I wanted to of my notes.
Okay.
So this date and time is the date that I reached out to them. Okay. So I want to create some formula fields and extend this to kind of show you some of the other cool things that Airtable can do. And this is certainly not everything, but just some things for those of you who are familiar with Excel. So again, I want to change this first thing. Instead of being a single line of text, I want to change this to a formula. Okay, and my formula is just going to be, again, I'm going to concatenate, which means to just combine. And all I want to do is combine my opportunity with a dash and my contact, which I haven't added yet. So let me just leave that there for now. All right. Yes, convert. So now whatever's in my opportunity is going to show up here in my interaction in my formula field.
Okay.
So let's do this. I want to actually, so now that I've got my opportunity, remember my opportunity had a contact, right? My decision maker here. So what I can do is come over here and add a column, and I'm going to do a lookup. And a lookup just goes and retrieves a related field from whatever the linked field is, right? So I've got a link to my opportunity. I'm just create a lookup. I want the opportunity table, and I want to choose my decision maker. Okay. And bam, it will add that for me. Right.
All right.
How cool is that, right? I don't have to duplicate just because I know what opportunity I'm going. I know who that contact goes with. Okay. And so again, this contact has a cell phone number, right? So again, I can put that right there. Rename this. Okay. And then I want to go back to my formula and extend this. Put my dash back. And I want to add my contact, right? So now, oops, I got to close my parenthesis. Why you didn't give me my squigglies? That's why. All right. So now I can see for an interaction, it's this opportunity with this contact. Okay. And I've got this contact cell phone number, which is going to come in handy here in a second, because I'm going to show you how you can send text messages to people. So let's say for whatever reason, I have this rule that whenever I do an initial, a lot of times in direct sales, you'll do initial three-way call, right? Which is, hey, I'm new to the business, and you want someone to come join you, and you get your sponsor on you all just kind of powwow, okay?
Right.
So let's say after that initial three-way call, you have this rule that 3 days after that, you want to automatically send a follow-up text message, okay?
Okay.
So what I want to do is just create this field here. And again, this is going to be a formula, right? So if you ever used any date formulas in Excel, this will be familiar to you, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a date that's 3 days from now that I know I want to follow up with them. Okay, so I'm going to just do a date add, which is a function, right? And so what date do I want to add to? I want to do my date and time field. Okay, I want to add 3 days, and you just kind of got to know that the D is how you add days, right? So what this is going to do is create me a field that is 3 days from now.
3 days from the original.
From the original follow-up, right? So you see this one was on 11/17.
Right.
Now I'm on 11/20, 11/21, 11/24.
Gotcha.
Right. So if I had a three-way 3 days ago, I now have someone I need to follow up with today. Follow up date.
Got it. Yes.
Super easy, right? And then I want to do something cool because I want to get the actual day of the week because I want to automate my text message text. Okay, so I'm going to do, and again, I know these formulas, so it's secondhand to me, but once you get used to it,
Mm-hmm.
You kind of get familiar with them too. And if you've done Excel formulas, it's the same ones pretty much.
Okay.
So I've got this format here. And this tells me the day of the week that I originally spoke to you when I did my three-way, right? So I had my three-way call. That was on November 21st. That was a Saturday. Okay.
Okay.
We're good so far. So now I've
I'm
got
good.
some interactions. I can go create and follow up with all my people. Okay. And when it really gets powerful is when you start taking like your Facebook leads or your other social media marketing and dumping them automatically into your contacts table. That gets pretty cool too, but that's beyond the scope for today. So now I've got my view, right? And what's really cool about Airtable is that you can save views of this same data, right? So I'm going to come over here to where it says grid view and hit these dots. And I'm just going to duplicate this, right? It just creates a copy of it. I'm going to change this to text follow-ups today, right? So these are the people that I need to send my text message follow-ups for today. So what I'm gonna do is come here into my filter, just like you would do in Excel or any other thing where you can filter. I want to filter where my follow-up date is today, right? So I've just got my one, right? See my follow-up date over here is 11/24. So I know this is somebody that I need to send a text message follow-up to, okay?
Got it. Yes.
So all of that you've seen so far is the free plan, right? You can get that straight out of the box, no payment needed. What I'm about to show you is the apps, which is really unleashes the power of Airtable. And there's a million things you can do, but one of them is you can send text message accounts, send text messages to people. Now this does require a Twilio account, which again is free, but it does cost some money to send text messages. And so if you're doing any text messaging already, this will be very familiar to you, and the pricing's all the same. So this does go into the Pro Plan features, but it's a 14-day free trial, and then after that, it's $24 a month or $240 annually. So you can get it for $20 a month if you pay for the year. Okay, so I've already got this little text message widget started, but if I wanted to start new, I could say install app and say send SMS, and that's the app I could install. Okay. But I've already done that just to kind of get ahead here. It's kind of like a cooking show, right? So come here and I can say I want to send text messages. Okay. And so what's going to ask me is what table do you want to send text messages from? Okay. I want to send it from my interactions table. Okay. What phone number has the field that you're going to send the text message to? Bam, cell phone. Okay. Now what view do I want to use? I want to use the one that's for text follow-ups for today. Right. And so everyone in this list is going to now get a text message when I complete this. And so you just be careful when you get to this point because they're going to get a text message. All right. So I can say hi, and I can put the field name in little squiggly brackets, right? So hi, whoever. Thanks again for your time this past. And it's going to put Saturday here because that's the day of the week
that you did it.
I know we threw a lot of info at you. Just wanted to let you know I'm available to answer your questions anytime, blah, blah, blah. And of course, you could customize this however you wanted to. And if I hit the preview, I should get something, but I'm not. So let me just go back. I don't know why the grid view wasn't working. But you can see, I changed my names. So hang on a second. Hi, where's my person? Contact and day of the week. Okay. So you got to get your field names right. That's key.
Okay. Yeah. Got it. Okay.
Hi, Craig. I must have day of week. I think I did a capital. Right. And then just real quick, I'm almost done. Bam. Right. Okay, well, that's not field name. I just must have the field name wrong. But hey, thanks again. And then once I send this, it'll go. And I should get a text message here. Let's see. There it is. Got my text message. So again, just a quick little sample of all the things that are available to you in Airtable. And so it's, again, it's that web-based Excel on steroids. And just one more quick thing. If you wanted to start from scratch, or if you don't want to start from scratch, here's all your templates, right? So maybe you do real estate or you do events, whatever you're trying to do, there's probably a template for you. And you can
That
just
is
click there
so
and it will
cool.
build out a little database / app for you.
And this is available on the computer and an app on your phone?
Yeah, so on the app, yes, it is. When you are on the app, it will not show you these little widgets.
Okay.
So that's not available on the app, but all the data point is, and you can add records, edit data, all that's available on the app. Yep. And if you're on an iPad, and it won't let you run the web version on a mobile browser, so it has to
Okay.
be the app. But on an iPad, it will show you these widgets. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
That's just a little quick power of Airtable, and that was a very simple sample.
Yeah, and it helps you say super uber organized.
For sure.
And I love that. And I use Excel, so this was very interesting to me. Can I import what I already have?
You absolutely can. So you can do this. So if I wanted to create a new table, import data.
Okay.
Just browse to what you want to import, and boom, there you go.
Oh, look, it imports Google Sheets.
Yep.
It imported Trello.
What? Yes, it does everything.
That is
Sorry, I
pretty
have to go
sweet.
back. Yeah. Trello, calendars, contacts.
Asana, nice.
Yeah, it'll do it all. And it's also got in here. So let's say you've got, for whatever reason, you've got a table in Airtable that's been around for a while, and you want to add tables to it. So what I showed you was, if you create a new table, you can import data. But if you want to import to an existing table, they've got a widget for that. It's called CSV import, right? And so you can install that. Takes 5 seconds there. You drop the CSV in here, and then once you do that, there's some config where you can map the columns, and then boom, it will do that import as well.
I love that it connects with so many big things.
They even have no, it doesn't. But it's got Google Hangouts.
I see that too.
Google Maps. So if you wanted to plot your team on a map to see where people are, all that stuff comes sort of out of the box.
That is Pexels. That is fun.
Yep.
I just want to go through all the apps and see what all's out there.
It's so
that
cool.
is so fun.
So this is the one I did for my wife's direct sales business, where we took recurring payments and automated some of her stuff. You can also write code if you need to, and if anybody has that ability, it's there. Most people don't.
Right.
But there is a little way to extend it with automations and apps. So add a table to this row, automatically do something in this other table can be done with automations. So really what I love about it is in Excel, you or even Google Sheets, you eventually reach a breaking point when you start trying to do really complex stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And with Airtable, you never do. And it's got all the add-ons. And so with all the add-ons, it becomes a no-brainer. And for $20 a month, super affordable for all the automation you get.
That is sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So much. Let me come back so I can say hi. Hi.
Hey, there you are.
Yeah, if you want to stop sharing. Thank you so much. I am totally interested in going and checking this out, because like I said, I do a lot on Excel myself. And so being able to put that all in one place, and I'm about playing around too. I just want to go in there and mess around and just see what's there.
Yeah. And so I do my incentive tracking too. So for my direct sales business, they have a great way for us to track where we are in terms of hitting our incentives, but there's no real way to track how to get there, or how to get there. And so I built that out too for myself. And so that was just a simple contact leads. And
that's good for leadership wise to help your people get there too.
And of course, I extend that to my team. Yeah. So, and so I do it for free, but if you're entrepreneurial minded and you have a really big team, maybe you want to charge your team
right
$5 a month, $10 a month, something like that. And you can
that is awesome. And are you helping Mel with her stuff too?
Yeah. So that code I just showed you was her. So she does events. Well, it's funny. We put all this in place and it was perfectly automated, and then COVID hit. And so,
Yeah, of course it did.
of course it did. But so we did. People could sign up to attend a regular monthly event with her.
Mm-hmm.
Would charge their card automatically, and that paid for the food and the space for that event. But
Right.
they could invite whoever they wanted, right? So if they wanted to invite 20 people to this event, her and her leaders would put on the event, put on the food, put on the wine, handle everything, and all these people had to do was sign up for $15 a month, or I forget what it was, maybe $20 a month, whatever it was. And this handled all of that. It would send them text messages with a reminder to RSVP and let us know who's coming, and their guests could all sign up. And so all of that was done through Airtable and Jotform.
Techie. I love it.
And not as I did write some code because she had this one unique thing that we needed to do. But the 95% of it was not a single line of code, and it was custom automation to match exactly what they needed to do. So
that's awesome. So they can get away with.
That's where Airtable wins today.
I love it. So they can get away with the free version for a little while.
Yeah.
Getting started and stuff.
Yep.
How long you been on Airtable?
So about 13 months, 14 months.
Okay.
We were trying to do real estate stuff, and we needed to track. We were doing formulas for what we could offer on prices on houses and stuff. And we had a business partner in Texas. And so it was just a pain to manage it through Excel and Google Sheets.
Sure.
So I said, that's enough. And so I just Googled web-based Excel. That's what I Googled. And
you found Airtable, and now it's your favorite tool.
I had been developing software for 20 years, and had never heard of Airtable because I never would look for something like that because we wrote everything from scratch. And so
right. Well, you said I can talk about Airtable. I'm like, what the heck is Airtable?
Yeah, exactly.
So of course, I Googled it. Our friend Google.
And that's quickly changing. I mean, it's just amazing what I've seen in the software world, because things like this were not possible 10 years ago. It just wasn't. It just didn't exist. And so
it's a business at your fingertips. It's amazing.
With Airtable and Zapier, which I don't know if you ever want to do Zapier.
Zaps.
I'll show you that too. So Zapier kind of helps you connect all the apps together, and it's also super low cost. So Airtable is free with no apps. That text messaging thing I showed you, for up to 12,000 records, right? So for most direct sellers, that's gonna be what you need.
More than enough.
Yeah, and you only really need to get the pro plan if you want to start, doing that text messaging and all that, and all the other apps that are available. That does cost, but again, $24 a month or $20 a month if you buy annually.
Right.
The business is something that I used to charge people 6 figures a year to do. So
right.
So,
that part's good to know too.
Yeah. So you can embrace the change, or you can get stuck in that consulting world. So I'm embracing the change. So
well, definitely.
with everybody moving to home-based, online stuff. And I guess eventually COVID goes back to normal, but even when it goes back to normal, it's a different,
the point has changed. Totally. Agreed.
Well,
thank you, Craig, for sharing. That was awesome. Do you have a referral link that they can reach out to you and get to do Airtable?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll send that. I'll post it in the comments.
Yes, that'll work.
But also codingisforsuckers.com is where you can go find more information on stuff we do.
Yeah.
So.
That's Craig. Coding is for Suckers. What an awesome name. I love it. Well, thank you for joining me today. It was great to see you again.
You too.
Tell the family I said hi.
Will do.
All right. Take care.
Bye. Thanks for
Bye-bye.